Now then, and hey ho to all of you tree planters, tree growers, forestry, woodlands, guerrilla planters, etc. We've got a piece of newish planting here in front of us. That's a Monterey cypress that I grew from seed, and it's got to be 8 foot tall now, so it's going to start cracking on. And next to it we've got a row of alder. Now, I did a video about collecting this seed, and it's in a little area that we planted 2003 I think, next to the Ecolodge. Yeah, anyway, so I harvested seed off that stand, and these are 14 foot tall now. They were planted maybe 4 years ago, maybe 3, can't quite remember. But looky here, we've got a lot of cones, and if I can capture it, whoop, we're not going to focus on it, but there are the new catkins. So I'm going to collect some of this seed, or these cones, right, take them back to the office, keep them warm for a day or so, and then shuffle the seed out and sow them. And why not? And so the whole process continues. I mean, these will self-set in places. They need a bit of damp, and then away they'll grow. But we've got quite a lot of grass underneath, and I'm not about to start spraying this to get rid of the grass, so we have to do it a different way, and we'll help them along in the nursery, husband our resources, etc. So I think you know, this is a nice bank of alders here, and this is a slightly wet area. If it really rains, yeah, there's a little slope from, I don't know, 40 meters away. There's probably a slope of about 30 centimeters, yeah, down to this corner, and you can see these alders have really gone for it, haven't they? Hopefully you can see it in this it's a bit diminished light today, but hopefully you can see that. And they're cracking on, yeah, and at some point, I don't know, 10 years time, I'll come through this and thin them, yeah, when they're about, I don't know, 8 inches, 7 inches in diameter. And of course, that's marvellous firewood. Yeah, it burns well, it dries well. Yeah, it dries incredibly well, actually. It's not a very long burning wood, so it's like a summer wood, spring wood, or an autumn wood, or to mix it in with some really dense hardwoods. Yeah, or it's for cooking, split it down a bit smaller, and it's brilliant for cooking. Anyway, that's enough of that rant. Yeah, and as I said in a recent comment on a recent woodland or tree planting video, it's sort of planting trees roots you in the landscape, helps to reduce your self-importance, because, you know, we are but a spark, yeah, and trees last a lot longer, unless you've got some corporate half-wit who's just... Enough of that. Yeah, right, let's crack on. So I've left these for a few weeks, and as you can see, they've opened up. Yeah, and I've been shaking them. And we've got a load of seed. So I think that's sufficient, and let's sow that on. So here's a bit of homemade seed compost. I've done various videos about this. There was a big, huge muck hill the other side of the meadow. Started it in the late 80s, and of course some of it's still there nearly 30 years later, so it's quite good gear and it riddles quite well. There was a lot of farmyard manure in it and all sorts of things, and it was just a matter of tipping it off and piling it up. So there we go. Keep that watered and they should be sprouting up quite soon. So last thing to do, ALDER 25. Right, I'll get back to you in a few weeks' time. Okay, it's 3 or 4 weeks later and the older seeds have germinated, and I've been weeding because in amongst we had some nettle seeds grow up, picking those out as best I can. These are not ready to pot on yet. We'll wait till there's a couple of true leaves. A mouse got into that end there, started digging around, so we haven't got so many, but there's plenty here. I'm just showing you this to show you what the early stages look like. Round cotyledons, that's the seed leaves. Right, we shall leave it at that and we shall crack on with other things. This, as I've said, is spring of 2025 and we've had this gorgeous sun for weeks now, and it's absolutely brilliant compared to January and early February, which was like living in the bottom of the sea, grey and miserable and damp. But now it's brilliant. You just have to appreciate it when it's there. Right, let's move on. So it's another few weeks, and as you can see, these alders are cracking on, and I'm going to split them up and pot them on before the roots get too big and tangled. And this is homemade compost. And we shall pot on a lot of these and grow them on for a year or two and then get them planted out. Right, it's the summer solstice and these alders have been growing on quietly, so they're a good 7 inches tall now, and although the roots are just showing out the bottom of the pot, I just think they could do with a boost. Pot them on again and then that'll be fine, and then next winter, or this winter coming, they can get planted out in the lines. So hopefully they'll increase in size by another 4 or 5 inches. So let's just pot these on. Bit dry, not bad, but just need a bit more wet. Let's try this one first. There we go. Bit more homemade compost. Any of you have watched some of my home life videos from a few years ago now will have seen that, oh, I don't know, 30 odd years ago, we built a huge muck hill the other side of one of the meadows, and we took a lot of well rotted muck out of it, and then with a front loader on the 275 International, but some remain, and it's rotted down nicely, and I've been riddling it for this compost. See, yeah, they need to be potted on. There's quite a few more of these, but I'm just using this as an example. So we'll water those in, and it's the cycle all over again, isn't it? Yeah. Hopefully you found this interesting, and you found encouragement to grow your own trees. It's not that difficult, and older are particularly good. Yeah, they germinate well, same as some of the pines. Scots pine does well, and Monterey pine, that sort of thing. Yeah, and of course acorns. Yeah, but with acorns you need to choose your acorns from a particularly nice looking tree, in my opinion. Yeah, again, there's this whole thing about phenotype and genotype, or genotype. Yeah, anyway, if you feel like it, get yourself a copy of my book Tales of Power, which tells you all about what's been going on here for the last 40 years, and I will catch up with you soon. Please comment. Cheers for now.